You're probably not thinking clearly right now. You just been in a motorcycle accident in New York. Your adrenaline is pumping, and within hours, the phone starts ringing. Insurance companies asking for statements, paperwork showing up, people telling you, just explain what happened. I'm Richard Jaffe. I handle personal injury and motorcycle cases here in New York, and I've seen too many riders damage their own case in the first 48 hours without even realizing it. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 specific things you must not do after a motorcycle accident in New York. So you don't give the insurance company ammunition, you don't jeopardize your medical coverage, and you don't walk away with far less than what your case is actually worth. Number 1, don't leave the scene or handle it later without a police report. If you do nothing else right after a crash, make sure it gets documented, because here's what happens in real life. The other driver goes home, calms down, and by the next day, their story gets cleaner and your story gets messier. I've seen this a lot in New York. A rider gets up, adrenaline is pumping, and they think, okay, I'm all right, I'm okay. And they don't want the hassle. Maybe the driver says, let's just swap numbers. Maybe your friend says, you don't want the cops involved. 2 days later, the driver tells their insurance company, I barely touched him. He was speeding, he was weaving, he refused medical help and rode off. Now you're trying to prove a serious crash happened without the one neutral piece of evidence that usually matters most early on, a police report. What to do instead? Call 911 and ask for police and an ambulance if you're hurt. If you could safely do it, take photos of the vehicles, the plates, street signs, and the road surface. Get names and numbers for witnesses. In New York, a good witness is gold. And one more New York specific point. Motorcycles are not covered by New York's no-fault system the way cars are. That means riders often have to fight harder and earlier to prove what happened and who caused it. The paper trail matters. In the next one, I'm going to tell you the one sentence that destroys more motorcycle cases than people realize, even when the rider did nothing wrong. Number 2, don't say, I'm sorry, I'm fine, or anything that sounds like it was your fault. I know this feels harsh. Most riders are decent people. You want to keep it calm. You want to be human. But right after a crash, your words get used like puzzle pieces, taken out of the moment, snapped into somebody else's story. I'm sorry becomes I admitted fault. I'm fine becomes I wasn't hurt. He came out of nowhere becomes he was speeding. And the tricky part in New York is this. New York follows a pure comparative fault. That means it's a fancy way of saying even if you're partly blamed, you could still recover money, but your compensation can be reduced by your share of fault. So if the insurance company can pin even 20% on you, that's 20% shaved off. If they could push it higher, they will. What to do instead? Check on people? Yes. Be decent, but keep your words simple. Are you okay? And I'm calling 911. When police ask what happened, stick to the facts you truly know. If you don't know, say you don't know. Do not guess. Do not fill in the blanks. Do not argue on the street. I had a case where a rider in Brooklyn said, sorry, I didn't see you. And he was still on the ground when he said it. Turns out the driver made an illegal turn across his lane. But that one sentence became the centerpiece of the insurer's denial letter and the entire trial. Next up, the mistake that feels tough in the moment, but quietly wrecks your case later, waiting too long to get checked out. Number 3, don't tough it out or delay medical care. If you're watching this, you probably already know motorcycles and bodies don't mix well with the pavement. But riders still do this all the time. I'm sore, but I'm going to be okay. Or, you know what, I don't have time for the ER, or I can't afford the bill. Here's the problem. A delay just doesn't hurt your health. It hurts your claim. Insurance companies don't look at you like a person. They look at you like a timeline. Crash on Monday, no doctor until next Friday. Suddenly, you're claiming back pain and they say, well, you know, if it was real, you would have gone right away. Also, some injuries are sneaky at first. Concussions, shoulder tears, wrist and hand fractures, neck and back injuries that don't fully flare up until the next day. What to do instead? Get checked out the same day if you can. Go to the emergency room, urgent care, your doctor, whatever is realistic and safe. Tell them every body part that hurts, even if it feels minor. Follow up, keep appointments, and do the imaging if it's recommended. And if you're worried about costs, I get it, especially in New York, because again, motorcycle crashes don't fall under the same no-fault coverage most drivers assume exists. But don't let fear of a bill push you into a medical gap that the insurance company uses to call you a liar. If you remember one phrase here, it's this: pain is normal. A gap in treatment is a gift to the insurance company. Next, let's talk about the phone call that seems routine, but is designed to lock you into a version of events you didn't mean to agree to. Number 4, Don't give a recorded statement or sign anything from an insurance company without help. After a crash, the other driver's insurance company may call you fast, sometimes the same day. They'll sound nice, they'll act like they're just getting your side, and they'll often ask for a recorded statement. Here's what that really is. It's a tool to collect sound bites that they can reuse later. They'll ask questions like, how fast were you going? When did you first see my driver? Were you in the blind spot? You didn't see the turn signal? So you're saying you could have stopped, but you didn't? You're trying to be accurate. You're trying to be cooperative. Meanwhile, you're injured, stressed, and running on adrenaline. Then weeks later, you find out the adjuster wrote in their notes, claimant admits he may have been going too fast, or something like claimant unsure of details, or claimant denied injury at scene. Same issue with paperwork. They may send you a medical authorization that lets them dig through years of records, a settlement release that ends your case forever, a quick check that feels like help, but really the end of negotiations. What to do instead? Just give basic info. Your name, contact info, where to send property damage info, fine. But don't do a recorded statement for the other side. Don't sign medical releases that give them unlimited access. Don't accept money for injuries until you understand the full picture. In New York, you generally have 3 years to file most injury lawsuits from a negligence crash. But if a city vehicle like an MTA bus or sanitation truck or some other government entity might be involved, the deadlines could be drastically shorter, sometimes as short as 90 days to file a notice of claim. So waiting around and chatting with adjusters is not a strategy. Last one is the most modern problem, and it's brutal because most people don't realize they're doing it. Number 5, don't post about it online or let friends tag you like nothing happened. If there's one small mistake that can punch way above its weight, it's social media. You post something like, lucky to be alive. Sounds harmless. To an insurance company, it becomes, he's fine. A friend tags you at a family party 2 weeks later. Now they say, look, he's dancing. He's not hurt. Or, you post a photo of the bike and a caption like, she'll ride again. Now they argue the crash wasn't that bad. And it's not just public posts. Even private accounts can become evidence in different ways. Screenshots happen, tags happen. People don't understand how much gets shared. What to do instead? Don't post about the crash, your injuries, your recovery, or your activity level. Tell friends and family, please don't tag me. Don't mention it. Don't joke about it online. If you've already posted, don't go on a delete spree and pretend it never happened. That can create a whole different problem. Just stop posting and get advice. I've had cases where liability was clear. Driver made a bad left turn, rider had the right of way, but the defense focused heavily on social media to argue that the injuries were exaggerated. It becomes a sideshow that wastes time and risks your outcome. And that's the theme of all 5 of these. After a motorcycle crash, your case is built on proof. Proof of what happened, proof of your injuries, proof you did the right thing afterwards. Protect yourself now, not later. So here's a quick recap of what you just learned. Get it documented. Don't leave without a report. Don't accidentally donate a fault code like I'm sorry or I'm fine. Don't delay treatment and create a gap the insurer can attack. Don't give recorded statements or sign releases without help. And don't post online and hand them ammo. If you're dealing with this right now in New York and you want help protecting your claim, call my office. I'm a motorcycle accident attorney and I'm an avid rider myself. Every week, I put out great content about issues facing bikers, safety tips, and advice. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. I look forward to your comments and your feedback.